So I was looking through some old files of mine and came across this really interesting thing, and it turns out I think I found the oldest drawing I still actually have that I've ever drawn. And like, it's not the oldest thing I've ever drawn, but it is the oldest thing that I think I still have, whether it's in physical form or on the computer. So I'm gonna redraw that, redesign it too, maybe, you know, if there's time. But let's get into it. Yeah. So there's the drawing I got, and I started drawing, and this picture turned out pretty good. So with this drawing, at first I started like, I wanted it to keep the cute innocent vibe. Since I made this, I was probably like 8. I don't know, this was a long time ago. Like, this was back before I even really said I was an artist. Like, I just drew that because we were doing like some cool thing where we called it making a game, but it was really animation. We'd like stick frames of drawings together and make it look like it was playing a game, and we called it a game. I wonder if I still have that. Wait a minute. Wow. I do still have it. Well, this is basically what we would do, is we just put frames together and act like it was a video game. But back to the character, I originally started off like making him innocent, kind of like you can see like there's just like this innocence about that guy for some reason. And I started off doing that, but then I was like, well, I drew that guy when I was really little, you know, and innocent. And now, you know, I'm better at drawing, and I'm older. It's like growth. So so instead of making this guy innocent, I changed it and made him basically like he's been fighting this guy, and I'll explain more of like the game story later, but he's been fighting this guy for so long. He's become not an innocent little mouse kid, but he's like a rough warrior, you know, like really savage, I guess you could say. And like basically he's less about like, it's, you know, it's not a game anymore. It's more about just, I have to do whatever it takes to win. And so he's less of like a little kid with his little, you know, gloves and stuff, blah, blah, blah. And now he's just like, I'm just going to take this guy down, and that's just all I'm going to do. And he like keeps trying over and over. I also thought it'd be cool if it was like, you know, like those old cartoon villains that are always just like, after the hero wins, they fly away and they're just like, I'll get you next time, you know, like all that kind of stuff. I was thinking this time the hero's like that. Like, I was thinking like the hero keeps trying and he keeps failing, and he's just like, I'll get you next time, I'll get you next time. And like, it's like a long thing, and he tries super hard but never can do it, and he just gets more and more like beat up and more like tough, but he keeps trying harder and harder. And like, I like how I like the vibe of it, where it's like, it starts off as just like a little mouse going on an adventure to save the day, and now it's just like this older mouse who's really beat up and just like almost doesn't really want to do it anymore, but he keeps trying, and he gets harder and harder and like more and more tough. And it kind of fits like how we did it. Like me and my brother were just little 8-year-olds, and we just made a game, you know. It's like, oh, it's just a game, you know. And now, like, I mean, I still do this for fun, but like, it's more, you know, like I'm better at drawing. I do like YouTube now, so it's like, it's kind of cool, and I like the vibe of it. But I was kind of thinking of a lot of stuff while I was drawing, and I'm probably gonna forget some of the stuff I thought about, but I was thinking, you know, the story would be kind of cool like that. Like, it's like he keeps trying, but he never really does it. And I guess at the end he finally would. And here, right here, I couldn't figure out a way to place those crystals that he has as a sword, because that sword's just kind of dumb looking. So I thought that maybe like the bad guy, which I'll explain later, he uses the crystals to power up his things, I guess, or some kind of power, I think. And then this mouse, he basically figured out that they can be used for power, and now he like stabs them into his arm to get extra power so he can win. And it kind of like feels really sad, because like he used to just be a kid. He's just like, oh, I'll just collect these diamonds so the guy can't get them, you know, and like use the power to do bad things. And now he's like, you know, I got to do whatever it takes. And instead of just collecting these so he can't have them, I'm using them, and I'm using his like the power he wants to defeat him. And like, it's all sorts of like, there's like kind of sad, but then like also really epic, and you know, and such. But anyway, the villain originally I think was a cat, because like, you know, you can he's a mouse cat, and I kind of like it. Like, it's like, it feels like childish, like, oh, a cat and mouse, like Tom and Jerry or something like that. But then it's really kind of sad, because like, you know, he's moved on, and that's why I kind of like that he's a mouse, because a mouse, you know, like little kids, you know, they like stories about little mouse and stuff. But then like this guy, he's like not really a mouse anymore almost. But I feel like this dynamic is really cool, and I don't know, I was like kind of really excited about this whole thing, while I was drawing it, and what? Sorry, I was listening to really dramatic music while I was coming up with this. Why? And anyway, so I just kind of gave him all sorts of vibes. Like I gave him like armor with spikes and stuff. Like he's really grungy and just stuff. And he's got swords. And he's got like spiked knuckles and stuff. Diamonds stabbed into him. His scarf's kind of torn and stuff. And like all of his clothes are like, they're not like really clean and vibrant anymore. They're just kind of like rough and scruff. He's got all these scars and stuff. And I thought that was super cool. Originally I was gonna redraw 2 old drawings, but this one took so long and I loved it so much. So I just did this one and just spent extra time on it. But I really like this story, actually, and I was thinking, like, maybe, I don't know, like, it starts off like one of those classic stories where it's just like, oh, it's just a little mouse, going to save the day, like, the quest and stuff, and now it's, like, less like that, and more like, feels more like some, like, bigger, darker thing, and it's all sorts of crazy. I don't even know how to really describe it, but it feels awesome. I gave him poison bottles, because that's, it's like rat poison. He chucks them at the cat. But we never really like planned too much about like the villain. Like I think he was like an orange cat, or he might have even been a tiger. But he had like rocket boots, and he would like fly in a airship, something like that. I don't know. But that could be cool. Like he has like this airship, and like he's got all these like cannons and stuff, and like I don't know. But it's like kind of a classic story, but like there's like a sad, almost like childish but then like dark vibe to this story, and I feel like it's really cool. Actually, I was just like kind of thinking about it the whole time, and I was like, dang, this is a cool story the whole time I was thinking about it. But I draw. I haven't been talking much about the drawing because the story's really captivated me, but I finished up the line art, which usually takes a long time, and now I kind of just blew by it because I was so captivated with the story. But the cool thing is I stick exactly the same colors. Like I drop the colors from the original guy and then just desaturate them, so it's kind of even more metaphorical. Like he's the same guy, but he's just darker and older and wiser and like more depressed, I guess. And he's just like, instead of just like, yeah, let's go save the day, he's just like, I gotta do what I gotta do. And so like I feel like it's very symbolic. It's poetic, you might say. But I really like how it turned out, and this is, not gonna lie, one of my favorite drawings I've drawn in a while. And like it feels like every drawing I draw is just better and better, which is obviously very good. if every drawing you draw is better than the last, you're improving really fast. And I didn't mean to rhyme. I'm a poet, and I totally knew that. But so I tried, and like it was kind of like weird designing this guy, because like I designed the whole character as like kind of innocent and cute and just like, and then I went back and made it all like grungier and darker and stuff like that. So it kind of like, it kind of almost fits, because it's like childish but then like not childish, and I still like I gave him kind of the blank look like he has in the original drawing, where it's just kind of like he's just, he's like not angry, he's not sad, he's not nothing, he's just, I gotta do it. It's like he doesn't have really any emotion. He's just, going for it. But I finish up the coloring around here, and then I start the shading. I did shading pretty good. Like what happened was I drew the shade. I did the shading, but I didn't realize that I accidentally had it on a really bright color. So it was like really like not very deep shade, not dark shade. And then I went back and did it even darker, and I feel like it actually looked better than normal, which is weird. Like, because like I did just a lot of like very slight shade, and then went back and did where all the really dark shade should be, and it almost worked better than normal, which is crazy, and I really appreciate that. And then I did a little bit of light, but not too much. But it ended up super good. This is one of my top favorite drawings of ever, and it comes with, including but not limited to, an amazing story, which I really like, and I might actually elaborate on that more. If you guys like it too, let me know, because I kind of might want to like draw the villain and maybe some other characters and like really flesh out this story if that's something you guys would be interested in. But without further ado, I'm done talking now, so you guys can continue watching. Yeah. If you liked this video, you know, really consider subscribing. Like, stop, just really think about it. Like, don't just like glance over this part. Just be like, okay, should I subscribe? And if your decision is no, then, you know, don't subscribe. But hopefully it's yes, because that would be awesome. Anyway, check out these other videos. They're really good. I love them. I worked hard on them. Please also subscribe. I already said that, but bye.